What is the specific objective that you intend to accomplish with the London conference? Is it just continuing to get the word out? I mean, it's already so well documented that the work that GATA has done over the past 10 or 12 years, that the price suppression scheme is real. Is it just more education, or is it more publicity? What's really the principal aim of it?
Well, it's a bunch of things. It's like a murder trial. I mean, the person who committed the murder is guilty beyond belief, but it takes the jury a couple of 2 or 3 months to lay out all the evidence that they're guilty, and then the jury comes back guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, penalty of death. But you have to go through all that to understand it. And the people in what I call Planet Wall Street, mainstream gold world, still attack us. Our stuff is really not accepted outside of a lot of smart people, quite frankly.
But they say that the price of gold isn't manipulated because the price has risen so much. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I can understand why the know-nothings would say that, but the price of gold, if it kept pace with inflation, would probably be $2,400, $2,500 an ounce. And anybody who understands, again, it's like that murder trial again, the nuance of this thing, knows that what the gold cartel has done is managing a retreat. And what we've been saying this, and of course what you know and I know, is that when it comes to silver, that their problem is they have run out, and they were exposed by GATA, our camp, at the CFTC hearing, that there's a massive short position out there that cannot be covered. And that's why the price is just starting to go up and up and up, because a lot of people, our stuff did go viral on the internet, and it got a lot of traction. But you still won't hear about it in a lot of so-called respectable circles. So we're going to this conference. One, we're going to celebrate Gold Rush 21, smell the roses along the way. Silver has gone from bananas, and gold has gone from 436 to 1536. Why not have some fun and celebrate what we all did with some good people and get to see each other again? But then it's not to rest on our laurels. It's to further expose what these people have done and the ramifications of what it's doing to economies around the world and the U.S. and so on, and then to let people know, as I hope to do tonight, of what we think is going to happen in the years ahead, and give them reasons why. So it's a combination of things, and as I said, I think it'll be a very special experience.
Okay, good. I'd like to sort of turn to the markets a little bit, but before I do that, I just want to give it a little bit of background information that people may not know, that you're an experienced commodity trader. And I always enjoy talking to you because I've got a lot of background in commodities as well. And even though we never met years ago, our paths crossed in a sense, so we have a lot of mutual friends in the business. When I was living back in Greenwich, Connecticut, and I guess you were in the New York area, maybe you were even in Connecticut as well. I don't recall. When you were with Shearson, you were at Shearson, right?
I was at Shearson and then Drexel Burnham, and then had my own thing, and was a limit position trader at some point. And it's been invaluable for me that experience to understand what was going on in gold and silver. That's how I figured it out, because I've been there, done that, and I realized in 1998, after long-term capital management blew up, that certain bullion banks were all acting in concert to cap the price. And we had heard long-term capital management was short 400 tons of gold. This was before GATA, before my website even started in September of '98. And so when they all of a sudden went under, we knew that their position would have to be covered, or should be covered. But because so many of the bullion banks were doing a carry trade and borrowing cheap gold, for no money versus the high interest rates, and they were all short, they banded together and with the government, which was attacking the prices from the Fed and the Treasury, and made sure that the price did not go up above $300 and make their cheap loans all of a sudden really expensive. And of course, then in May, and as you remember very well, when the English with Gordon Brown decided to sell half their gold out of nowhere, advanced it ahead of time, that has added to the supply and kept their gold loans safe for another year or two.
So those events were really the catalyst that caused you and Chris Powell to get together and form GATA?
Well, the LTCM did, because I started complaining about it. I started writing Scandal Gold, and he came, he had antitrust experience with his newspaper. He said, I think you're right. Let's do something about it instead of just start talking about it. So we formed GATA, and then had our one-time experience on TV, and some people watch it like yourself, and got a little traction. But the Bank of England sale of gold, which was so obnoxious, I think was the one that brought many, many of our top people into it. They said, this is ridiculous, GATA is right. Nobody advertises a gold sale in advance if you want to maximize your money. And that was not the purpose of what Gordon Brown was doing. He was paving the way for his political career, gaining favor with the power and money in the United States that wanted the gold price where it was.